If you are watching this video today, then you need to know this: God brought you here for a reason. Out of millions of people, you are one of the special souls chosen to hear this message at the perfect time. You may have cried in silence, faced disappointment after disappointment, and felt like your story would never change. But God says your turning point has finally arrived. God says, this is where your story changes. Yes, this is the moment where pain begins to turn into peace, where confusion turns into clarity, where sadness turns into joy. God is about to rewrite the chapters that caused you tears and replace them with blessings you never expected. This video is not random. It is a sign that heaven is preparing a major breakthrough in your life. After watching this video, something powerful is going to shift inside you. Your faith will rise again, your hope will return again, and your heart will begin to believe that better days are truly coming. The battles you survived did not come to destroy you. They came to prepare you for the new story God is about to write for your life. So stay connected until the very end of this video, because at the end I will share a life-changing lesson that can completely transform the way you see your struggles and your future. That one message could change your life forever. And before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and help us reach 20,000 subscribers so we can continue spreading faith, hope, and encouragement to people who need it most. Also, write 99 in the comments if you believe God is changing your story and leading you into a better season. There are tears people never see. Tears that fall late at night after everyone else is asleep. Tears hidden behind fake smiles, quiet responses, and the words, "I'm fine." Some battles are so personal that you do not even know how to explain them to others. You carry the weight silently because you feel like nobody would truly understand the depth of your pain. But God sees every hidden tear, every silent prayer, and every moment you felt like giving up. Sometimes life becomes exhausting. You try to stay strong, but disappointment keeps showing up. You pray for change, but the situation remains the same. You encourage everyone around you while secretly feeling empty yourself. You wonder why the blessing has taken so long. You wonder why the people you loved hurt you. You wonder why doors keep closing when all you wanted was one breakthrough. But hear this today. God is ending the season of silent tears. The pain you have carried will not last forever. The loneliness will not define your future. The heartbreak will not have the final word over your life. God did not create you to live in constant sorrow. He did not bring you this far just to leave you broken. Even when you felt forgotten, heaven was still working behind the scenes. Sometimes God allows difficult seasons because they develop strength you could not gain any other way. The pressure taught you how to pray. The waiting taught you patience. The rejection taught you to depend on God instead of people. What was meant to destroy you actually built a deeper faith inside you. You may not realize it yet, but you are stronger now than you were before the struggle started. The enemy thought the pain would make you quit. He thought the disappointment would make you lose faith. But every time life tried to push you down, God kept lifting you back up. Every tear became a seed for future joy. Every painful moment became preparation for a greater testimony. Do not think your tears were wasted. God collects every one of them. The nights you cried yourself to sleep mattered to Him. The moments you sat alone feeling abandoned mattered to Him. The prayers you whispered while your heart was breaking mattered to Him. Heaven heard everything. And now the season is changing. God is about to bring peace where there was confusion. He is about to bring healing where there was emotional pain. He is about to restore the parts of your life that seemed impossible to fix. What looked dead is about to come back to life again. You have spent enough time mourning over what did not work out, enough time blaming yourself for things you could not control, enough time replaying painful memories in your mind. God is calling you into a new chapter, and you cannot carry yesterday's pain into tomorrow's promise. There are blessings ahead that will make sense of the tears you cried. One day you will realize that the delay protected you. The closed door redirected you. The heartbreak strengthened you. And the waiting season brought you closer to God than comfort ever could. The people around you may not understand what you survived, but God knows. He saw the moments you almost broke down completely. He saw the days you kept going even when you had no strength left. And because you remained faithful through the pain, heaven is about to reward your endurance. This next season will not look like the last one. Joy is coming back into your life. Peace is returning to your heart. Hope is rising again. The heavy weight you carried for so long is about to lift. God is replacing silent tears with unexpected blessings, divine favor, and supernatural restoration. You are not ending your story in pain. You are stepping into healing. You are stepping into peace. You are stepping into answered prayers. And one day the same eyes that cried so many tears will also witness the goodness, faithfulness, and restoration of God in ways greater than you ever imagined. There are seasons in life when waiting becomes painful. You pray for answers, but nothing seems to happen. You work hard, stay faithful, and keep believing. Yet the doors you hoped would open remain closed. Watching others move ahead while you feel stuck can quietly break your spirit. You begin questioning yourself. You wonder if you missed your chance, if God forgot about you, or if the dream in your heart will ever become reality. But God is saying to you today, your delay was never your denial. Just because it has not happened yet does not mean it will never happen. God's timing is different from human timing. We want immediate answers, instant breakthroughs, and quick solutions. But God often works through preparation before manifestation. What feels late to you is still perfectly on time in the hands of heaven. Some blessings take longer because they are bigger than what you imagined. If God had given you certain things too early, you would not have been ready to handle them. The delay was not punishment. It was preparation. While you were waiting, God was strengthening your character, deepening your faith, and positioning the right people and opportunities around your life. What looked like nothing happening was actually God working behind the scenes. Think about how many times you were disappointed by closed doors. At the time, you felt hurt and confused, but later you realized those closed doors protected you from the wrong relationships, wrong opportunities, and wrong directions. God can see what you cannot see. He knows the future before you arrive there. Sometimes His greatest protection comes in the form of delay. The enemy wants you to believe the waiting season means failure. He wants you to compare your journey with everyone else. He wants you to feel left behind. But your life is not running on someone else's timeline. God has written a unique story for you, and comparison will only make you lose sight of your own purpose. You are not behind. You are being prepared. There are things happening spiritually that you cannot yet understand. While you are worrying about the delay, God is arranging breakthroughs you never expected. One moment of divine favor can change everything. One opportunity can erase years of struggle. One answered prayer can completely transform your future. Never mistake silence for absence. Even when God seems quiet, He is still moving. Some of the greatest miracles happen after the longest waiting seasons. The waiting develops trust. It teaches you how to depend on God instead of depending on circumstances. Anyone can have faith when everything is going well, but real faith is believing even when nothing makes sense. You may feel tired today. You may feel discouraged because the promise has taken longer than expected, but do not give up now. The fact that it has not happened yet does not mean God said no. Heaven's delays are often connected to greater blessings than you originally prayed for. God is not limited by time. He can restore years you thought were lost. He can bring opportunities faster than you imagined. He can suddenly open doors nobody can shut. What took years of pain can change in a single moment of favor. The delay was building you into the person you needed to become. The struggle increased your strength. The waiting deepened your patience. The disappointments taught you wisdom. You are not the same person you were when this journey first started, and that growth matters. One day you will look back and thank God for every delay. You will realize He was protecting you, preparing you, and positioning you for something far greater than what you originally asked for. What seemed like rejection was actually redirection. What felt like abandonment was actually divine alignment. So keep praying, keep believing, keep trusting. Your story is still unfolding. The blessing still has your name on it. The breakthrough is still coming. The The promise is still alive. And when God finally opens the right door, you will understand why the wrong ones had to stay closed for so long. There were moments when you honestly thought you would not make it through. The pressure became so heavy that you smiled in front of people while silently falling apart inside. Some nights you lay awake wondering how much more you could take. The battles kept coming one after another, and it felt like life was trying to drain every ounce of strength you had left. You prayed, you cried, you fought silently, and there were times you almost gave up. People around you saw your strength, but they never saw the private battles you faced in your mind and heart. They did not see the moments you questioned yourself, the moments fear tried to take over, or the moments disappointment made you feel completely exhausted. You kept moving forward while carrying wounds nobody knew about. But even though the battle almost broke you, it also built you. The pain changed something inside you. It developed strength you never knew you had. Before the struggle, you were depending on comfort, but the battle taught you how to depend on God. Before the hardship, you only knew faith by words, but now you know faith through experience. You discovered that even in your weakest moments, God was still sustaining you. The struggle revealed the strength heaven placed inside you all along. Sometimes God allows difficult seasons not to destroy you, but to prepare you for greater purpose. The pressure was shaping your character. The waiting was deepening your patience. The heartbreak was teaching you wisdom. Every painful season carried a lesson that comfort could never teach. You may not realize it now, but you are not the same person you used to be. The battle matured you. You see life differently now. You value peace differently now. You pray differently now. The struggle forced you to grow in ways you never expected. What once would have destroyed you can no longer stop you because the fire made you stronger. The enemy thought the pressure would make you quit. He thought the betrayal would harden your heart. He thought the delay would weaken your faith. But instead of breaking you completely, the battle built endurance, resilience, and spiritual strength inside you. You survived things you once thought would destroy you, and that alone is proof that God's hand has been on your life the entire time. There were closed doors that hurt you deeply, but now you understand they were protecting you. There were people who walked away, but their absence made room for better connections. There were prayers that seemed unanswered, but later you realized God was saving you from the wrong path. The battle sharpened your discernment. You learned who truly cared for you and who only stayed during easy seasons. You learned that not every setback is punishment. Sometimes setbacks are divine redirections leading you towards something greater than what you planned for yourself. Most importantly, the battle brought you closer to God. When everything else failed, His presence remained. When people disappointed you, He stayed faithful. When you felt weak, He carried you. The struggle taught you that God is not only present in moments of victory, but also in moments of pain, confusion, and waiting. Now you are stepping into a new season with wisdom you did not have before. You are stronger emotionally, stronger mentally, stronger spiritually. The battle taught you how to keep believing even when nothing made sense. It taught you how to stand firm even when life became uncertain. And because you kept going despite the pain, God is about to honor your endurance. Do not be ashamed of the scars you carry. Those scars tell the story of survival. They remind you that you made it through seasons that should have destroyed you. Every tear, every disappointment, and every hardship added strength to your foundation. One day you will realize the battle was not only about survival. It was about transformation. God was building a stronger version of you, a wiser version, a deeper version, a more faithful version. The pain did not come to end your story. It came to prepare you for the next chapter. And the same person who once cried from exhaustion will soon cry tears of gratitude after seeing how powerfully God turned the struggle into strength. Life can change in a single moment. One unexpected phone call, one opportunity, one conversation, one answered prayer can suddenly shift everything you thought would never change. That is the power of God. He does not always work slowly the way we expect. Sometimes He moves suddenly, unexpectedly, and powerfully when you least see it coming. Many people live believing their current situation will last forever. If they are struggling financially, they think they will always struggle. If they are carrying emotional pain, they think the sadness will never leave. If doors keep closing, they assume no opportunity will ever come. But God specializes in changing stories in unexpected moments. The same God who turned darkness into light can turn your situation around too. You may have spent years in disappointment, years feeling overlooked, rejected, or forgotten. You prayed, believed, and waited, but nothing seemed to move. It felt like heaven was silent while your problems kept growing louder. But even during seasons when you saw no progress, God was still preparing the right moment for your breakthrough. Sometimes the greatest blessings arrive when you have almost stopped expecting them. That is why you cannot allow hopelessness to settle into your heart. Just because life has been difficult does not mean it will stay difficult forever. God can interrupt years of pain with one moment of favor. He can open a door nobody expected. He can create opportunities where there seemed to be none. What feels impossible to people is never impossible to God. Think about how quickly seasons change. A storm can suddenly end. Night eventually turns into morning. Winter gives way to spring. In the same way, your current struggle is not permanent. God has the power to suddenly shift your story from pain to peace, from confusion to clarity, from struggle to breakthrough. The problem is many people give up too soon. They stop praying because they think nothing is happening. They stop believing because disappointment exhausted them. But just because you cannot see movement does not mean God is not working. Some of heaven's greatest miracles are being prepared in silence. There are blessings moving toward you right now that you cannot yet see. God is arranging people, opportunities, and divine connections behind the scenes. He is aligning things in ways you never imagined. What looks delayed to you is often God preparing something bigger than you expected. If He answered too early, you might have settled for less than His best. Unexpected moments are often born out of long seasons of waiting. Joseph went from prison to palace in one day. David went from shepherd to king through unexpected favor. Stories change quickly when God steps in. One touch of His favor can accomplish what years of human effort could never achieve. That is why you must stay hopeful even when life feels uncertain. Your breakthrough may be closer than you think. The opportunity you prayed for may arrive unexpectedly. The healing you needed may come suddenly. The door that looked permanently closed may open without warning. God knows how to surprise His children with blessings they never saw coming. Do not let your current reality convince you that your future is limited. What you see today is not all God has planned for your life. There are chapters ahead you cannot yet imagine. There is joy ahead that will outweigh the pain behind you. There is restoration coming that will make the struggle worth enduring. And when God changes your story, people around you will not be able to explain it. They will remember the season when you struggled. They will remember when you were overlooked, discouraged, and tired. But they will also witness how quickly God can lift a person who remained faithful through difficult seasons. One moment of divine favor can erase years of disappointment. One breakthrough can change your family's future. One answered prayer can restore your hope. One unexpected blessing can completely rewrite your story. So do not lose faith now. Keep praying, keep believing, keep trusting. Because the same God who opened impossible doors before is still working today. And when the right moment arrives, your story will change in ways greater than you ever imagined. There are people carrying the weight of their past everywhere they go. Every mistake, every failure, every regret follows them like a shadow. They smile on the outside, but deep inside they still hear the voices reminding them of what they did wrong, what they lost, and how badly they failed. Some people have replayed painful memories in their minds for so long that they have started believing their past defines who they are. But God is saying today, your past does not have the final word. What happened behind you does not cancel what God planned ahead of you. Your mistakes may have been real, but God's mercy is greater. Your failures may have hurt you deeply, but they are not strong enough to destroy your destiny. People may remember who you used to be, but God sees who you are becoming too many people live trapped in guilt. They keep punishing themselves for things God already forgave. They believe because they failed once, they can never rise again. But throughout life, God has always used broken, imperfect people to accomplish extraordinary things. Your weakness does not scare God. Your past does not surprise Him. Your failures did not change His purpose for your life. Before you ever made a mistake, God already knew every chapter of your story. He knew the moments you would fall, the moments you would doubt yourself, and the moments you would feel ashamed. Yet He still chose you. He still placed purpose inside you. He still created you with a future filled with hope. Do not let one painful season convince you your entire story is ruined. Some of the strongest people are those who survived seasons they thought would destroy them. Sometimes the very thing that embarrassed you becomes the testimony that inspires someone else. God has a way of turning pain into purpose and brokenness into strength. You may have made wrong choices. You may have trusted the wrong people. You may have lost opportunities you can never get back. But your life is bigger than one chapter. The enemy wants you to stay stuck in shame because shame keeps people from moving forward. Shame whispers lies like, "You will never change. You are too damaged." Or "God cannot use someone like you." But those lies do not come from heaven. God is not calling you to live chained to yesterday. He is calling you forward. The beautiful thing about God's grace is that He can restore what seemed permanently broken. He can rebuild confidence after failure. He can heal hearts after betrayal. He can create new beginnings out of situations that looked hopeless. Nothing is too messy for His hands to repair. Some of the people who doubted you will not understand the favor coming over your life. They only remember your old story. They remember your mistakes, your struggles, and your weakest moments. But God is writing a new chapter they never expected to see. You are not who you used to be. You have grown through the pain. You have learned through the struggle. You have become wiser through the battles. And the same experiences that once made you feel broken are now building compassion, wisdom, and strength inside you. God never wastes pain. Even the difficult chapters can become preparation for your purpose. Stop allowing the past to speak louder than God's promises. Your future still carries possibility. Your purpose is still alive. Your best days are not behind you. There are blessings ahead that your past cannot stop. There are doors God is preparing that no mistake can permanently close. His grace is bigger than your regrets, and His plan is stronger than your failures. One day you will look back and realize the chapter you were most ashamed of became the chapter that taught you dependence on God. It humbled you, strengthened you, and pushed you toward transformation. So release the guilt, release the shame, release the fear of starting again, because your story is still being written, and God has already decided that your past will not have the final word. There comes a moment when God begins to shift everything in your life. After seasons of struggle, disappointment, and silent battles, heaven opens the door to a new chapter. It may not happen the way you expected, and it may not come at the time you planned, but when God decides it is your season, no person and no obstacle can stop what He is about to do. God is saying today, you are walking into a new chapter of favor. The season you are entering will not look like the season you survived. For a long time, it felt like you were fighting every battle alone. You prayed for answers while carrying pain nobody understood. You stayed faithful even when life became exhausting. There were moments you wanted to quit because the pressure felt too heavy. But through every difficult season, God was preparing you for this next chapter. The waiting was not wasted. Every tear strengthened your faith. Every delay built your endurance. Every disappointment taught you wisdom. You may have wondered why things took so long to change, but God was developing you in private before blessing you publicly. Some doors stayed closed because they were not connected to your destiny. Some people walked away because they could not go where God is taking you next. What looked painful at the time was often divine protection leading you towards something greater. Now the atmosphere around your life is shifting. You are stepping into a season where opportunities will begin to find you. Doors that once refused to open will suddenly swing wide. Favor will place you in rooms you never imagined entering. People will support you unexpectedly. Connections will come at the right time. What once felt difficult will begin to flow with peace and clarity. This is what happens when God's favor steps into your story. Favor can do in one moment what years of hard work alone could never accomplish. It can create opportunities beyond human explanation. It can open doors that qualifications alone could not open. When God places His hand on your life, things begin to happen that logic cannot fully explain. Do not be afraid of this new chapter because you are not walking into it alone. God is already ahead of you. He has already prepared blessings you have not yet seen. He has already arranged the right timing, the right people, and the right opportunities. While you were worrying about how things would work out, heaven was already making a way for you. The enemy tried to convince you that your best days were over. He wanted you to believe the struggle would last forever. But what he meant for discouragement, God is turning into testimony. The same person who once cried from exhaustion will soon smile because of unexpected breakthroughs. You are leaving behind seasons of constant frustration and stepping into seasons of divine alignment. That does not mean life will become perfect overnight, but it does mean you will begin to see God's hand moving more clearly. Peace will replace confusion. Strength will replace fear. Hope will replace discouragement. And the doors opening ahead of you will remind you that God never forgot about your prayers. Some blessings arrive quietly, while others arrive suddenly. But either way, when God releases favor over your life, people will notice the difference. They will see the peace on your face, the confidence in your spirit, and the unexpected opportunities surrounding you. Do not apologize for the favor God is bringing into your life. You survived too much to stay stuck forever. There are prayers you cried over that heaven has not ignored. There are dreams you almost gave up on that God still plans to fulfill. There are promises connected to your future that no delay can cancel. This next chapter will carry healing where there was heartbreak, restoration where there was loss, and joy where there was sorrow. God is about to remind you that difficult seasons are temporary, but His faithfulness remains constant. So walk forward with expectation, believe again, dream again, pray again, because the chapter ahead of you is filled with favor, breakthrough, peace, and opportunities greater than you imagined. And one day you will realize that every painful season you survived was preparing you for the beautiful chapter God is now unfolding in your life. Before you leave this message today, remember this. Your story is not ending in pain, disappointment, or defeat. God did not carry you through all those difficult seasons just to abandon you now. Every battle, every delay, every silent tear was preparing you for the chapter you are stepping into today. This is where everything begins to change. The nights you cried alone are being replaced with mornings filled with peace. The doors that stayed closed for years are about to open at the right time. The strength you gained through hardship is going to carry you into blessings greater than you imagined. God is taking the broken pieces of your life and turning them into something beautiful. Do not let fear stop you from believing again. Your past does not define you. Your struggle does not limit you. Your current situation is not your final destination. God is still writing your story. There are miracles you have not seen yet. There are prayers heaven is still preparing to answer. There are breakthroughs with your name on them. And one day you will look back at this season and realize that the moment you almost gave up was actually the moment God was preparing your greatest turnaround. So keep walking by faith. Keep praying when it gets difficult. Keep trusting even when you cannot see the full picture, because the same God who carried you through the storm is now leading you into a season of favor, restoration, healing, and unexpected blessings. Your tears were not wasted. Your waiting was not pointless. Your pain was not meaningless. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of a new chapter. And God is saying to you today, this is where your story changes.